They got my ass, dude. They got me. Oh, Mike just fell off the freaking. They fucking got me, bruh. John Bungie, dude. Personally, DDoSed me. All right, we're back down. So, can you see the stream? All right, type 1 in chat if you can see the stream. Make sure everyone's back. We are back. Make sure this thing's fucking working. All right, let me type this in the chat. Stream is live. Good. Good. That way everyone knows to refresh. Awesome sauce. Mylan hacked you? I don't think that Mylan hacked me. I don't know if I'm gonna put that mojo on Mylan. I think Mylan is probably not trying to DDoS me for talking about Marathon. So you were talking about the last conversation we had before we got interrupted was it's on the streamers for basically pushing too much negativity and stuff. And I think that the streamers kind of serve as like almost like a temperature check to the room in some ways. They have some influence, of course, but by and large, a game's quality is the biggest selling factor, right? You know, the consumers are the ones that decide if a game's going to be successful or not the streamers, right? A great example of this is, I mean, you look at like the pre-orders for a game that's like super successful or super awaited to come out, and they'll be, you know, in the millions sometimes. And it's not because streamers are making them go into the millions, right? It's because the game studio has advertised and has talked about and marketed the game, and people are just interested in the game. And so similarly for like GTA 6, right? Like you wouldn't say that GTA 6 is going to be wildly successful because of the streamers, right? Like of course not. That would be the most absurd premise. Like it would be ridiculous. Now there's obviously been a ton of streamers that have made a ton of money playing GTA 5 and previous sequels as well, or previous prequels rather. But you know, to attribute the success to streamers would be silly, and the same would be said to the downfall of games, right? A game can be criticized fairly and doesn't necessarily diminish the game. If anything, it's just helping the studio make better decisions. And I think that's a key distinction, and it's something that we should always strive for is as much communication as possible, in hopes that the studios can make the most informed decisions, right? Like if you put pressure on streamers to not make negative content, not criticize, to not create commentary, to not share their experiences or frustrations, good or bad, right? Then you basically you allow the devs or you don't give the devs as much information as they could be presented to make the next decisions they are going to make for their game, right? So I'm always pro as much conversation as possible, as much discourse as possible. Everyone should always share their ideas in YouTube videos, TikToks, tweets, Reddit posts, you name it, right? Say, share whatever you want, man, because really you're helping the devs, even if it doesn't seem like it, you're helping the devs kind of navigate how to make the damn game. Destiny 2 is a great example of that, and various others, right? All right, we're back now. We're live, and it's time to talk about. You talked shit about D2, now it's dead. Is that just a coincidence? I mean, I guess you could attribute the entirety of Destiny 2's death onto me. That is a possible. Um, you know, you could possibly blame me for everything, but I would argue that, you know, while my videos of Destiny 2's downfall, especially with some of its poor decision making from Bungie, uh, do exist on the internet, and they're still. I'm going to keep those videos up. I would say that mostly it's like me diagnosing what happened versus me. It's kind of like which came first, the chicken or the egg? Was the game being shitty, and then the content creators talked about it being shitty, or were the content creators talking about it being shitty or being negative and then made it shitty? Right. I think that's the key there. I know you're just being sarcastic too, so I'm not taking it that serious, but people do. There will be some people that genuinely think the streamers killed Destiny 2, though. They'll be like, yeah, the that it was entirely the streamers that killed Destiny 2 and nothing else. And that's a pretty bizarre take, but there's a small group out there that believe that. All right, here we go. It's time to cover this. This is a big one. Marathon's player count has now fallen 96% since launch, leaving Bungie with a make or break season 3. The make or break is absolutely sending me right now because the number of times that we referenced make or break moments for Destiny 2 was so funny. Like, it was a meme at a certain point where every season, every expansion was talked about how, the game is in such a bad spot right now, guys. It's make or break for Bungie right now. And now that conversation has basically been transplanted into Marathon discourse, and it's pretty funny. I don't think that season 3 is make or break for Marathon because I think Marathon is broke. Marathon's player count has fallen more than 96% from its Steam peak, and Season 3 could decide its future. Marathon launched on March 5th, 2026. Man, was it really that long ago? God, it feels like it's been an absolute eternity, you know? They say something like time flies when you're having fun, but this feels like we've been to war and back multiple times, you know? God damn. We're on our third or fourth tour out here. And it hit a record 88,000 concurrent peak players on Steam 5 months on. Its 24-hour peak is just 3,507. That puts Marathon more than 96% below its launch record on Steam, a drop severe enough that Season 3 now looks less like another content update and more like a test of whether Bungie can rebuild a dwindling player base. I feel like we were talking about this for Season 2 not that long ago. We were like, man, this game didn't launch too well, but hey, a new season, the first ever wipe. We'll see how Bungie handles this, and we'll see if this, kind of rejuvenates some of those new players. Maybe they can adjust some elements. Now they're experimenting with, obviously we're in Season 2 right now. They're experimenting with these PvE modes, which have had pretty lackluster success. If you don't know, Bungie actually shared a post here where they talked about the different metrics in regards to Vault Breaker, which is that PvE mode that we gave a try. And admittedly, I did have some fun playing it. Like, sharpen your pitchforks, light your torches. You're going to have to hunt me down because I did have some fun playing this. Simply for the fact that, one, I really like first-person shooter games. I'm an absolute first-person snob. I'm a deranged first-person gamer. Played, obviously, Destiny 2, Destiny 1. Before that, we even played Call of Duty, Halo, Perfect Dark, GoldenEye. Like, it basically goes back. It goes back to the very beginning, like Duck Hunt, dude. Like, honestly, why don't we have an actual gun when we're playing anymore? Now that I think about it, why did we get rid of the orange gun? You used to have a freaking gun. You'd point it at the TV. Imagine you're playing Destiny 2 like this. That would be awesome. Why did we regress? Not to get too derailed though, but this is the vault success rates here, okay? So you had Vault 1 got 50%, Vault 2 42, Vault 3 69%, nice. Vault 4 82%, Vault 5 68%, Vault 6 48%. And we had the most popular trio. This metric was kind of sad here. Compiler kills less than 10,000. So less than 10,000 people experienced the joy of clapping the cheeks of the compiler which, when you've invested $250 million into a game, you're kind of hoping that it has mass appeal, right? When you have a massive budget, you want mass appeal. And even after reducing the game down to a PvE mode, unfortunately, still not too many people jumping in and killing the compiler, but definitely a substantial improvement, right? At least the people that paid their $40 hopefully feel like they got enough out of it, I guess. Like maybe I'm trying to find the silver lining here, okay? I'm trying to find the good in any of this. This one's hilarious. 2 people decided to kill the compiler solo while in the trio's queue. 2 people. Who was that? Is Esoteric out there doing this? The awkward part for Bungie is that Marathon did get people through the door. An analyst firm, Alinea Analytics, estimated 1.2 million copies sold across Steam, PS5, and Xbox by March 24th, which is actually not too bad when you think about, getting some copies of this game out. Like over 1 million is, it's not very good for the budget that they put into this, but at least they did get 1 million out the door, right? That being said, when you have a budget this massive for marketing and you have the push from Sony and the name Bungie and all these big things associated with it, you're kind of expecting a pretty, you're expecting the base to be pretty high, right? Like you're expecting at least a few million probably. So even though 1 million would have been extremely good for some indie studio or some solo developer making some game out there, like we've seen with, Schedule One and countless other games, unfortunately for Bungie, this is pretty bad. And Steam accounting for 800,000 of those players. Forbes' Paul Tassi later reported that those estimates were close to the real figures. Alinea updated its estimate in late May to almost 1.5 million sold, with 68% on Steam. This isn't about nobody buying the game. It's about buyers leaving. Retention is the problem, dude. I think that extraction games just have a really bad issue with retention, and I think that it's best documented with Arc Raiders and Marathon as well. Both have lost 90+% of their population. We were just talking about Arc Raiders the other day. I think these games are cool and fun. There's like high stakes, and it's like kind of like an adrenaline rush in some ways. If you've played Extraction and you've gotten into it at any point, you'll know that when you load in and you recognize how high the stakes are, you're like, oh, I've gotten a bunch of really good loot, but there's this other team and you can see them and you know that you're going to have to engage in this battle and you don't know if you're going to win, right? It's a pretty tense moment. I think that not everyone wants to have that much of an intense moment all the time, though. It kind of reminds me of like, I don't even know. It's like an esports type of energy. But the problem is, I think most people, the average consumers buying these games, the Marathons, the Destinies, the average shooter games, they're not really looking for that level, that degree of intensity. So unfortunately, they have a high churn rate, basically. People buy these games, play them, and quickly drop them. The latest player data puts a much harder number on that retention problem. Marathon player count has fallen more than 96% from its Steam peak. SteamDB recorded an average of 38,000 concurrent players in March. That average fell to 15,000 in April, then 8,200 in May. Season 2 briefly moved things in the other direction. In June, averaging 11,000, reaching 40,000. And that concluded Marathon's free open play week, which is kind of crazy. Does Arc Raiders even do a free week at all yet? I don't even know if they do, but crazy that they went the free to play route and it still didn't have a meaningful impact on them. I will say this, though, when you look at Marathon Steam chart, Jesus Christ, 2,000 is absolutely fucking depressing to look at. But when you look at Marathon's chart to Arc Raiders, right? So Arc Raiders got the 481,000 down to, I guess, like 30,000. So that's a loss. In terms of percentage, it's very comparable, right? Like 93, 94%. But when you think of the numbers, right? Look, restructure the data to player number loss. It's almost like Arc Raiders is the bigger loser than Marathon, which is absolutely insane to say. Like, even those words coming out of my mouth is insane. Arc Raiders has bled out effectively 450,000 players from its peak, right? It had 466,000 here in December. It had 481,000 here in November, and it now has 30,000. So the game has literally lost 400,000 players from its concurrent numbers. Whereas Marathon, which to be fair, it didn't have the best start, it's lost, I guess, 86,000. This is so over. Like, dude, what? Dude, no. r/marathon hate is going to actually throw a party in a minute here. This game's going to hit below 1,000 pretty soon. The recovery didn't hold. July's average fell 58% to 4,700. Now, per SteamDB, the game hit a 24-hour peak of 3,507, falling from the peak of 88,337, the all-time record. Put another way, Marathon's daily high is less than 4% of the number it once had playing simultaneously on Steam. And the percentages, I think, are silly in some ways because you can lose a lot, but still have a decent audience. We've seen this from games from time to time. Like even Destiny 2's population, it's lost a lot from like D2 year one launch until, the final shape. But the final shape was still really good. So even if you said, oh, the final shape was, I don't even know. Like, let's go look at the number real quick, right? Just for solidarity here. Okay, so let's say that we had what? Dear God, there's so many people online. The good old days, dude. Almost 3.8 million people. And then the final shape had 1.8 million, right? So that's like a 60% population loss, right? You could easily write that down as a big headline. Oh my God, Destiny 2 has lost, 60% of its population from 2017 to 2024. Sure. The final shape was still incredible though, right? So like a percentage loss is okay. The problem is the state of the game is becoming actually unplayable. Like people who are playing in the off hours now are saying that they just cannot find matches. They do not find people. It's lost its status basically as a multiplayer game. It's regressed into a PvE game, not by desire or choice from the community, but just from pure desperation. Outside peak hours, things look even rougher. Marathon has recently been hovering around 1,500 concurrent players on Steam during non-peak hours, with a low of just 1,100 yesterday. That appears to be one of the game's lowest concurrent player counts since launch. Below are Marathon's monthly Steam peaks. Golly. July's Steam peak was 14,000? That's brutal. Bungie has already identified several reasons retention has been difficult. In a May development update, former game director Joe Ziegler said that the team wanted to make Marathon less grindy and more rewarding, while also addressing matchmaking, UI, and UX, the endgame, solo and dual play, and onboarding. And if you don't know, they had like a big season update, and it clearly didn't move the needle at all. We don't even have to pull up the charts, but like the new update went live, and it really didn't interest anyone. You can shoot this new gun now, and it overheats people, which isn't a terrible concept in terms of like a new gun, right? A gun that overheats people is, it's something unique within the sandbox of Marathon, I'd say. The only issue is that you actually can't exfil with this gun. It takes it away from you when you do it. So kind of an unusual predicament that they put themselves in, where they have a new gun that you can't leave the game with. So it's receiving some criticism online. A lot of people are turning against Marathon. Even Marathon's most enthusiastic people are turning against it a little bit. We were just looking at this. This is Mylan, and this is no hate to Mylan. I actually like this guy. I think he's super funny. He gets the jokes though. His last video on the second channel was, "I'm excited for Ordnance Heist, but no one else is." No one cares in the thumbnail. No. I like it. I like when people are aware of the jokes. On the Marathon subreddit, the player retention threads have focused on the same pressure points, especially the punishing new player experience and a progression loop that can leave experienced players with little reason to return after finishing seasonal goals. And yeah, other than that, they're literally just like censoring all of the player retention threads. They're just putting it into their own subreddit, and they're just kind of ignoring all of it, which is creating an interesting pillow fort over there on r/marathon. Someone said Extraction is a genre for the unemployed, not for the masses who want fun and relaxing experience. Yeah, Extraction. I think that Extraction as a mode, it reminds me of Gambit, right? Which in Gambit, I think that Gambit isn't a terrible playlist to have within a game like Destiny 2, but I think that it's kind of like a side thing, right? Like it's a side playlist that you can have and once in a while jump in, and it doesn't really retain you for very long, but it's kind of fun to have for some people. Like Gambit is good from my experience, what I've seen people who like it, right? Is when you're not very good at Crucible and you like really struggle to get kills, like say you're just terrible at PvP, like you're just like imagine you're as bad at Crucible as Daruz, right? Like just truly the worst of the worst, the bottom 0.1%. Well, if you go into Gambit, you get to play PvP and be a god for just a moment because you can invade and you have like an overshield and wall hacks and you can shoot power ammo at people who are distracted shooting dregs and, goblins and stuff, right? And so because people are distracted, you can for once in your Crucible career actually get a kill. And that's why people like Gambit. Because people are like, "Oh, every time I play Crucible, I get stomped. I play Comp, I get stomped. I play Trials, I get stomped. I play Iron Banner, maybe even there you get stomped, right?" That's the Daruz experience. But Daruz is like that will enjoy Gambit because then they can finally have their moment, right? And so for those reasons, I think that Gambit should exist within an ecosystem of a video game like Destiny 2. It should just be within the hierarchy on the lower rung. It shouldn't be that important. Similarly, Extraction can exist within a game like Destiny 2, which it doesn't, but it could, or exist in another shooter game like Marathon, but it just can't be at the highest rung, right? It can't be at the top of the hierarchy. It has to be somewhere in the middle or at the lower end because I don't think that this thing is by and large that wildfire, right? That people want it to be or people envision it to be. It's not Battle Royale. I think a lot of these companies came into this thinking this is the new Fortnite game mode. This is the new Battle Royale thing. And let's be the PUBGs of this new thing. Let's be the Fortnites of this new thing before someone else steps in and kind of sweeps up and scoops up all the players, right? That was the thought process that went into this sort of extraction shooter craze and phenomena that we've seen, to where there's like all these extraction shooter games coming out now, and half of them are dying like right off the rip. And there's like new ones coming out that have been announced. Like there's a Mickey Mouse one, and I'm like, really, guys? Really? An actual Mickey Mouse extraction shooter? Like, come on, man. So that's what I think about Extraction. That's why I think that it's not, I don't think it's a good, like, it would be, imagine if Bungie did this, right? Imagine if Bungie took Gambit and made it its own standalone game, like a whole game, just Gambit, the video game, and you load in and you play Gambit, and they bring back Gambit Prime, and the Drifter's there, and I like the Drifter, but the Drifter's like the main character, and all you do is play Gambit. That's the whole game, right? That game, in my opinion, sucks. That game doesn't do well. That game is Marathon. That Marathon levels of success, right? But that game mode, Gambit, existing in the ecosystem of Destiny 2 can do all right. I mean, it shouldn't get as much attention as Crucible. It definitely shouldn't get as much attention as like Vanguard strikes and stuff, but it can exist. So Marathon Season 3 now carries bigger stakes. It's make or break, baby. It's all or nothing. If Season 3 doesn't land, then it's Jover. I don't know, man. I don't know if that's actually what's going to happen, but let's look at Season 2's performance to give a presentation of what might happen here. So leading into Season 2, Marathon was rocking at like 10, 11K players, right? Look at that. 11K, 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 12K, 10K, 11K, 11K. So it was like 11,000 people teetering into Season 2. And at this point, we were like, man, this is really bad. This is way below the budget of what Bungie was looking for. But, 10,000 sounds really good for Marathon now, which is crazy. Like how Crazy how fast the churn rate is for this game. So the game 4x'd itself. Basically, it went from like 10, 11K to 40,000. So if it 4x's itself, right? The population, whatever it is, let's say it was 10,000 and then it turned to 40,000. That's 4 times, right? For those of you that aren't good at math and a little slow, like the Druzes in the chat, right? So now if Marathon's at 3,700 and its new season is still a few weeks away, so let's say it's at just 3,000 by the time we get there. If you 4x that, that would be like 12,000 potentially, day 1, season 3. That is a disastrous outcome. Hopefully, season 3's launch is closer to this for Bungie, at least, or for Marathon. If you're rooting for this game to do well. If you're not, then yeah, you're going to celebrate it hitting 12,000, right? But it would look like that might be the outcome. So my prediction right now is season 3 probably starts off at, I'm going to say it goes a little bit above and beyond because of a marketing push, and maybe it hits 20,000. That's my current prediction. 20,000 on Steam for season 3, which would be half of what season 2 was. We'll see if we're right, though. It starts on September 22nd, so that's exactly 1 month from today. And Bungie has considerably more planned than any runner shell and weapon drop. Perimeter is getting new areas and encounters. The early game experience and onboarding are being reworked, and new weapons and equipment are coming. They're pulling out all the stops. They better do it. Like, this season 3 absolutely has to be the Forsaken moment. I don't think anything will land Forsaken size, but it has to be its Forsaken moment in terms of that turnaround, right? You remember what happened with Destiny 2 Year 1, where it was looking really bad for the game, like it was about to shut down, and then Forsaken happened, right? And technically Warmind did happen, which kind of helped. It was a catalyst that led into Forsaken, but by and large, it was Forsaken that saved it, and that's what this game needs. More importantly, though, Bungie has confirmed that a full PvE mode is arriving during Season 3 with July's Vault Breaker. What would this even be that would be better than Vault Breaker? Like, I'm not even trying to be cynical or negative here. When I played Vault Breaker, I thought to myself, this is like the perfect thing that they could do to get people in. It didn't work that way, but I thought it was the perfect thing they could do, because the most appealing thing in the game is to do Cryo Archive and to take on the compiler. It was the best case scenario to lower the stakes, basically let everyone in, play a PvE, and get to experience the compiler, right? So I don't think anything they're going to do is going to top that. And I'm not sure if they even can't, like, they're not going to come up with a whole new map for the PvE stuff. I mean, maybe they could, I guess, but I don't think anything tops that. I think this was the peak PvE experience. I think this was meant to be their big breakthrough moment. Unfortunately, it just didn't have that outcome. But if you look at everything that they created in the game, right, they put the most developmental effort into that Cryo Archive map. And the idea that they would make it a PvE mode and get everyone to try it out and experience it and it would be awesome was definitely, like, I guess, like, best case scenario for what they could, like, the fact that they did execute that, I think was the best thing that they could do. Unfortunately, the outcome was really bad again, which is like, just goes to show you, it's like you're polishing a turd, right? It doesn't matter how nice and how clean and how detailed you polish a creamy turd. At the end, it's still a fucking turd, dude. It's still a turd, okay? Remember that, Drews. The Vault Breaker experiment being used to collect feedback and data for it. Bungie hasn't said whether that mode launches on September 22nd or later in the season, but it gives Season 3 another major job, proving Marathon can hold players who aren't interested in living inside its PvP extraction loop. Bungie now has a game that appears to have sold close to 1.5 million copies, yet Steam's daily peak has fallen by more than 96% from launch. Season 3 doesn't need to recreate March for one weekend. It needs to give enough of those missing players a reason to still be there in October. Do you think that the launch of GTA 6 is going to, like, hurt Marathon? Like, I know they're not the same genre, but I know that GTA 6 is meant to be this, like, big thing. I wonder if the day it launches it will, like, affect it in some way. Would Season 3's perimeter rework and onboard changes be enough to bring you back to Marathon? Let us know in the comments. So here's what I'll say. And some people will love it, some people hate it. I'm going to always give it a try just to see what it is. I don't think you should criticize things that you don't at least experience yourself. So I tried Cryo Archive and I tried the, Vault Breaker experience. And I'll see what they do with this. I'm very skeptical though, because it seems like no matter what they do, no matter how hard they try, they just absolutely cannot get any momentum going for this game. It's such a disaster, man. It's just such a disaster. I think this is the this made me laugh. The Marathon's numbers are getting beaten out by Escape from Duckov, a meme game, dude. Escape from Duckov is Escape from Tarkov, but your little rubber duckies. This game has 4,500 people online and Marathon has 3,000. That's actually insane. Escape from Duckov, and it's been out longer than them. Escape from Duckov had 301,000 players when the game came out almost a year ago. Marathon had 88,000. And you know what people will say, right? People say, oh, it's all the negativity. You cover these videos, you talk about these things, Lucky. You're killing this game. You're doing it. And it's like, it's definitely not the case because one, Duckov has obviously lost a lot of players, right? And no one's making negative videos. Oh my God, Escape from Duckov. It's dead. Dead game. No one made any negative videos about this game. It did lose like considerably. Like this game lost 98% of its population. So I think it's important when people try to characterize streamers or the content creators or something like that as like the negativity is what is killing these games. It's important to understand that usually we're reporting on the evidence or the problems of the game more so than like causing it, right? It would be one thing if a game was doing really well. Like imagine if I said right now, like, some game that's crushing it, like, I don't know, Palworld. Palworld is trash, dude. As everyone stopped playing Palworld. And then suddenly the chart looked like this the next day. And they'd be like, what? You did that. But that's never happened. It's never happened in the history of games. And it's never going to happen because people don't, like, it just doesn't work that way, right? Crazy that Duckov is absolutely clapping the cheeks of Marathon right now, though. Sad that the recent update they had as well didn't move the needle at all. Obviously, there's a lot of developmental effort and money being put into these updates. So the fact that nothing they can do seems to move the needle is a bit depressing, honestly. This video right here is titled Marathon Update Fails to Save the Game Again from Inside Games Daily, talking about this topic. Came out 2 days ago and it's trending in the topic. So we're going to see what their breakdown is of the recent update and its shortcomings.
Marathon's player count continues to drop, but don't worry. Bungie's Last Hope has a new event that kicked off today featuring a cool new gun to add to your arsenal. But Lawrence, isn't there just one catch?
That's right. You can't keep it. That's Marathon, baby. Oh, no. Yes, welcome to Inside Games, the only gaming news show brave enough to report that Bungie has invented a whole new way to make players work really, really hard for a gun they're only allowed to pull the trigger on 6 times. And that's in the best scenario. So, man, you got to respect Bungie. They're not giving up on this. They're not giving up on hating their player base. Brian, speaking of hating your audience, Brian, What's Bungie thinking here? What's going on?
I love that they invented a gun with permadeath. So we're talking about Marathon's new limited time ordnance heist, which sends players on a multi-run, multi-map scavenger hunt for the Firestorm, which is an explosive weapon. Sounds really powerful and is also very, very temporary.
Just what I wanted. To get the Firestorm, you need to head into Perimeter and collect UESC manifests and key templates. Key templates give you an objective to complete on Dire Marsh, with both the day and night versions of the map involved.
Gosh, this is making my shoulders like scrunch up already reading all these steps. I'm not even going to do the first one. Come on, get out of here. Anyway. Yeah, successfully exfilling with a completed template turns it into a Firestorm locker key, and you'll need 3 locker keys before you can move on. Again, for a gun that you fire 6 times. Anyway.
That's
But
crazy.
we're not done
the
yet.
amount of work and effort for this thing. Oh my God. Like for what? Like, is it just you get a clip with it and that's it? You're supposed to own one team in Marathon with it? That's so weird. Such an interesting setup that they cooked for, that Bungie came up with, right?
Once you have 3 of those keys, take them into Perimeter, Dire Marsh, or Outpost and start hunting for a Firestorm locker. I assume while everyone else is trying to blow you away.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what happens if you drop those Firestorm locker keys? Do you lose them?
I assume so. Yeah, of course. This is Marathon, dude.
By the way, we're not done because there's still more steps. If you find and open this locker, you'll get the Firestorm, Marathon's first power weapon. It fires explosive rounds, comes with 3 custom contraband mods, a sniper scope, a chip that makes the rounds explosive, and a custom magazine containing 6 shots.
Yep, and once those 6 shots are gone, that's it. That's all you get. You cannot pick up more ammo for this weapon or reload it.
Be sure to save the last bullet for yourself for playing Marathon.
Oh no. No. He did not just say that.
As Bungie put it, that limited supply is part of the point. Firestorm is tuned to be our first experimental power weapon, delivering a sharp spike of power when you need it most in both PvE and PvP before eventually going out in a blaze of glory.
When you successfully exfil with the Firestorm, it converts into credits. All right. And the gun's temporary nature has not sat well with the very few players left in Marathon.
One heavily upvoted post on Marathon subreddit calls the Ordnance Heist, quote, the wackiest, least practical non-event I have ever seen.
This one's going to do numbers on r/marathon hate. All right. Bust out the popcorn, boys. Let's lock in here.
End quote.
Yeah, Reddit user Bingle Bopper wrote, "This is the most desperate non-tent jujitsu I've ever seen. I couldn't even fathom this sort of chicanery in any other game."
Did his monocle pop out when he saw the patch notes or something? My lord!
Chicanery is literally the definition of what Bungie does. By the way. If you ever played any other Bungie game, this is all they do. And Dr. Waluigi Time added, quote, "I feel like this is a way to go, hey, players, try out this new weapon coming next season with 486 miles of red tape to get to shoot it a few times. Firing range room where you can pick up the weapon and shoot a few times would accomplish the same feat, really."
I mean, yeah, a gun range at all.
I do imagine that this gun will come out in season 3, right? Like that has to be the way they're structuring it. They just want to give you a taste of it before they release it to the full world. I'm mad. Like, surely that's the logic behind this, right?
All in Marathon would be deeply appreciated. It kind of sucks that the only time you have to use a gun is in an arena with a bunch of feral players that are looking for any reason to kill you. Yeah, anyway. Others had said the backlash is overblown. This is a mid-season update. It's just a thing. Yeah. In another thread, user Private Larry wrote, quote, "People are making way too much out of this. It's just a short-term event to give people something new to do until season 3, end quote, which is, yeah, the launch of their official PvE mode. I'm very much looking forward to that.
And Rival Slays added, "Not every update has to save the game. This is the type of event they need."
The problem is that you say this is the type of event they need, but then you go look at how much this is like moving the needle and the like interest from people. And it's just so small and so sad that like you went through all the effort of making Ordnance Heist and you know, the population doesn't go up at all, right? We've looked at the charts so many times at this point, right? Like, this is the day that this came out. What would have been this day? So the population went from 4,100 to 4,300. So like literally no difference at all. You've got, you know, Marathon's most strongest soldiers, Mylan here, saying, you know, I'm excited for Ordnance Heist, but no one else is. It's like, it's just so bad, dude. It's so bad.
Need, that might be the wrong word there. The ordnance heist runs through September 1st. After that, Bungie says the Firestorm will, quote, persist as a possible drop in supply drops on zones that feature them. Now, that's interesting. They could throw them in the supply drops in addition to doing all the other bullshit that you got. That would be nice. Why not do that?
Yeah, it definitely feels like a slow trickle when you'd expect more of a fire hose if this is supposed to turn everything around. Yeah, meanwhile, the much meatier update, the Season 3 update, that starts on September 22nd and will bring, quote, big changes to the early game experience, including a revamp of Perimeter to add major new areas, encounters, and gameplay. Perimeter being the first map, like kind of the beginner map in the game.
And all of this comes as Marathon's player count on Steam continues to shrink. I just checked its recent 24-hour player peak was just over 4,300 players. Now, to give you some perspective, it peaked last month, just last month, at more than 14,800 players. So it's down more than 10,000 players from last month, and this is on Steam.
Yeah, this is not a great sign for Bungie, which announced mass layoffs earlier this summer and a winding down of Destiny 2. And like, I sort of disagree with that Reddit comment. It was like, well, this update doesn't need to save the game. Every update needs to save this video game. Like literally every single update. They do not have time to spare here. Sony is not going to tolerate them losing money for another year.
Yeah, there's a lot of people pointed out and kind of game playing it in my head. I agree every update does need to save the game, or at least they need to be making some big promises to keep people on board. One thing a lot of folks pointed out, though, is that, like, even in the game, let's say that you'd managed to get this gun. If you've had to tromp all the way across the map with 3 keys and probably do a very loud procession to open this crate and get the gun out, you've probably already been in team fights, which meant you had to win those to get that far, which means by the time you get this gun, there's probably no one left to shoot at. So even if you do all this homework and grab a gun, you probably have to be in an empty lobby just to get that far. So what's the payoff?
Oh, no.
Apart from, just crawling over a bunch of broken glass to fire a gun 6 times. Part of that, there's a little cheek there that I really appreciate that's been Bungie's thing this whole time. Just trollishly hard Destiny raids and stuff like that. Bungie's insistence on being very coy and vague about how to progress in games or what content's even there. They like that element of surprise, and I think they like that element of surprise to be after some strong expression of game knowledge or game skill. I am all about that. I love that. The problem is that is just not a popular way to organize game content. People don't like it. So I'm curious to see. I think everyone expected a massive shift in production philosophy, but updates like this, it still sounds like the same old marathon of we're going to tase our players and hope that they keep coming back. The problem is they haven't been. So you'd think that they would back way off of this, but they still seem to want to retain that that antagonistic relationship with their players. I guess in a way, Destiny was very friendly. It just gave you tons of level ups and upgrades and fun guns to shoot, and it's always action, and you're only really in danger if you choose to bite off this really hard content. Whereas Marathon starts there. I don't know if they're going to be able to convert this into something that is broadly appreciable, although they do at least acknowledge it in their patch comments about revamping Perimeter. I'm just not sure. I think everybody's kind of already formed their opinion of this game. Unless Bungie can make it something totally different.
You bring up a really good point, Lawrence, because you're right. Destiny was very, very easy, and then eventually they had you jumping through hoops to do a bunch of bullshit for things that might be hard to get. But at least the beginning of Destiny was easy. Marathon is not that way, and this, to me, this Firestorm gun feels like a kill streak in Call of Duty, or like the nuke. The nuke is like a thing that kills the entire lobby, or like the kill streaks are just basically just piling on.
That would be incredible. Imagine if this gun was instead a tactical nuke and you called that in. Tactical nuke inbound. That would be awesome.
After you've already gotten a bunch of other kills. But ideally, the beginning of Call of Duty, when you first hop into a match, is pretty easy. You run around and shoot people. So it's not that bad. And then maybe you'll get a kill streak. Maybe you won't. Who knows? Again, Marathon, not like that at all. So it feels like they just don't even understand the design of their own game. Like Firestorm, this is just like one of those things where I think they think that streamers are going to do it. They think the streamers
That's what they're thinking. Yeah, the streamers are going to do it. It's going to be clips. It's going to be kind of like a viral, funny moment. Something interesting, something that very few people would get to experience, but would be exciting when they got to see it. Maybe like how the goo gun was when it first came out.
Going to get out there and be like, we'll get the Firestorm. And they probably will. But I don't think it's going to bring new players. Like, I think it's just going to be like, let's go watch a streamer do it. Because there's no fucking way I'm going to do it.
I really liked Destiny and Destiny 2, and it was easy. That's why I liked it. I'm not good at FPSs. I play JRPGs and Hearthstone. Like, I'm not, my hand-eye coordination is not good, but I enjoyed it. And I've said this before.
The old man complaining about his bad aim, dude. I feel this. I resonate with this on a deep level.
I remember playing Marathon for the first time, got all my stuff, went outside, immediately got killed. Got started, went through the loads, got all my stuff, immediately got killed. And that happened like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. I was like, yeah, I don't think this is for me. But I do think you need to ramp people up a little bit. Like start, give us a little bit something so it can get its hooks into it. It looks awesome. Like I thought the art design, I think Bungie makes really cool looking games. It felt so unwelcoming, I guess. And I like card game. I mean, I do, I love Elden Rings. I like Souls games. But yeah, so it just feels, and give people something if they got the Firestorm. Give them a little flame patch for their character that they can wear around and say, I got the fucking Firestorm. Even if they don't have the gun, they can have that, or a little, I don't know, something, a skin, something.
Yeah, there's probably a lore unlock or something like that. Oh gosh, the lore is so good, but even still, it's my only motivation in that game now is to unlock new voice logs and stuff. But even that is just like, it's exhausting, man. I guess the game's called Marathon, but yeah, when you run around for 20 minutes just to get domed by somebody you never saw, when you did everything else, that's what stings more than anything. Is you finally had the good luck of other players killing each other, and yet, right at the finish line, what you gonna do? I've said this before, but I definitely respect Bungie trying for something bold, especially bold in regards to mechanics. I think it's easy to be, well, air quotes, easy to be bold through creative direction, but often it's like, ooh, it's this crazy new thing, but it's slapped up on the same old game that we played a million times, something that is audience friendly. So I appreciate that they tried something fresh, they tried something daring. I would rather celebrate that than point and laugh at how things have turned out. That is a bit of a tragedy, but I'm still pulling for him, pulling for you, Bungie. Like Brian said, there's so much good in Marathon, and its aesthetic, and its art, and its music, and its style. I think it's one of the coolest versions of like a retro future look in a long time. So I wish that that could continue on, as much as I wish that everyone at Bungie can keep their jobs. So let's hope that things turn around.
Yeah, we're pulling for Bungie. The problem is there's a new game coming out that I think is going to eat its lunch. It's called War Dogs.
This is what I'm talking about. They're saying it. They're mentioning it. I've been talking about this game for months.
And War Dogs has a lot more positive buzz around it. And a lot of people are saying that it's like a game that they don't have to fire a shot, and I feel like they're playing and doing well. So that may really, really put Marathon on the ground. Not really an extraction shooter, but it's sort of a blend of genres. So keep an eye out on War Dogs. It's coming out in a few weeks.
Yes.
Thank you very much for watching Inside Games Daily. Really, honestly, we are pulling for Bungie. I don't ever want Bungie to go away. I want them to keep making video games. Marathon's just a little rough right now. And thank you very much to all the people that are supporting our Patreon. They throw us a couple bucks every month to keep us making content. We post all of our content there for free on Patreon. And Lawrence will occasionally post a meme or two. Fun little memes. I do love memes. And there's a couple of people that actually do support us on the Patreon. Trip McNeely and UESC Battleroid. Go enjoy those memes, huh?
They have a 2-parter meme I'm going to post today, so
Ooh.
Look for both of them. Yeah, connects.
All right, so that was Marathon update fails to save the game again. Inside Games Daily. So yeah, it's bad. Everywhere you look, it's bad. I don't know what's going to happen with season 3, but we will keep you tuned in. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. They were so sassy. I loved it. Yeah, those guys were funny. I like that. I like their style that they're doing there. It's a good format, I think. It's kind of like 3 different guys. All of their mics had different issues. I was laughing. One guy's mic was like over compressed. The other guy's mic, the tank top guy's mic, his mic was perfect. And then the other guy's mic was like shitty. Like, I don't know what was going on with that one. Laughing because everyone's got their audio issues. Jackson, thank you for the Prime sub 4 months. Appreciate you. Now that we have beat a dead horse and talked about Marathon, the news, now we can get into playing Destiny 2 and suffering as I tried to solo Flawless Vespers host once more. What's good, Daffy? Good to see you. I saw you in the chat. And Joey Giggles, what's good? I saw that video when it came out and the zingers still hit hard. Yeah. Those guys have been around for a long time. Yeah, those guys are cool. You can tell they've been around for a long time. They all got gray in their beards. Goddamn. Bunch of old freaking geezers out here, dude. Those guys have been around since the invention of fucking colored TVs, dude. Some ancient people, dude. Shout out to the geriatric gamers in the chat, all right? If you're old in the chat, shout out you. I'm talking 50 and older. 50 and older gang. All right. We're going to attempt Vespers once more. We're going deep. We're going in. Do you think we clear it this time? Or do you think we fail once more? Before I jump in, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I got to pound down some caffeine. the hell? Tony Hayabusa. Tier 130 months. Dude, my monitor's freaking out. My monitor's tweaking. One second. What is going on here, bruh? Huh? The hell? Gotta try and fix this real quick. This thing's busted. It was like glitching. All right. Crimson and Trinity Ghoul at Xur today? Hell yeah, dude. Shout out Xur. Got that fixed up. All right, ready. It's go time. Thanks again, Tony Hayabusa. Tier 130 months. W in the chat for Tony Hayabusa. Solo Flawless, the hardest dungeon in Destiny 2. Vespers host. It's go time. I lost last time. We made it all the way to the boss. We did one full damage cycle. And then on the second damage cycle, I died. Got hit by that lightning, dude. Who was the Bungie dev that decided to put all the lightning in the boss encounter? That's actually insane. I went up to kill the shiny guy, like the shiny guy that drops the bomb, right? Went up to kill him, and there was like 4 lightning strikes on his head. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just die then. It's actually messed up. Like how Bungie was like creepy, scuffed space audio. Somehow it's like oddly satisfying though. Do you like the space audio where it's like kind of flat or something? I feel like the first time they did it, I was like, whoa, space audio. In Deep Zone. Where's this guy at already? Door. Bottom mid. Not top mid. Do not shoot top mid. There should be all the other ones then, I believe. Airlock power restored. Go here. Let's go. I'm gonna stay here. We'll put on this. Easy peasy, dude. 0% chance I die in this section. I get 2 locked in on this section now. It's too good. Truly, the only spot I die is the freaking boss fight. Boom. Boom. What the? So 1 is good, 2 is good, 3 is no, 4 is no. So it'll be 1, 2, 5, and 6. One, 2, 5, and 6. One, 2, 5, 6. Alright, so far so good. All right, 6, 5, 4, 3. That's no 2, no 1. All right, that makes sense. That works. No trials? You want me to go into trials right now? What do you mean? And get what? Got 1. Three, 4, 5. 1, 3, 4, 5. Hey, what the hell is that? I did not click a button and it literally just crouched me behind that. That was insane. It's trying to kill me. We're in the middle of doing a solo flawless every dungeon run. We're not in the middle, I guess we're at the latter half. We just got to do Vespers and Equilibrium, and then we're done. Been going through them all, the greatest hits. All trying to use the same build through the whole thing. This build's so fun. This build's so good. It's been a journey. It's been a good time. Invisible dregs always kill me. Invisible captain too. There's gonna be a captain around here somewhere. Where that captain at? You have to kill that guy? I've never previously not killed. Oh yeah, you know, killed him. Just gonna say. All right, this is flawless. Yep, this is flawless so far. We're trying to get it. This is one of the hardest ones to do. But I think I got the strats down now. Feeling pretty good about it, actually. I like this hallway, this like creepy, like alien freaking chords and corruption in the tech hallway. I think that's a cool vibe. All right, and we're back at it again, fighting the meatballs. Got all the exploders taken care of. Five and three. 5 and 3. Five and 3 and 4, 6. 5, 3, 4, 6. Far so good. Numbers are 6, 1. 6, 1. 6-1. Six, 1. 4, 9. 6, 1, 4, 9. Alright, so far so good. It's 2 waves. Just gotta get one more done. Four, 9. 4, 9. This is problematic. 4, 9, and 5, 3. 4, 9, 5, 3. What? Oh, it keeps spawning in Machine Priest. It's 4953 though. If I go back up, it'll just say 49 again. 4953. Four. 9. 5. 3. Wonder how that enemy is coded in the game, because it's such an unusual fight, right? Such an unusual fight. They have to just be coded as something entirely different. I almost lost there. I was like getting destroyed by the ads for some reason, more so than I normally am. And so I popped my super, and then I got thrown over to this side, and I was like, no. I'm in my behemoth, and I have to kill these exploder shanks. This is going to be an absolute nightmare. So I was like, I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to swap my subclass so I lose my super, so that way I can shoot the shanks. Had to make a last-second decision. It's insane that the lightning strikes the ground, and then the new lightning strike comes in so fast afterwards that you just, like, guaranteed get fucking damage over time done to you. Like, now I know what it feels like to be a fucking dreg fighting against the fucking Hammer Titan, I guess. God damn. All the sunspots on the ground, dude. Like, we got our own sunspots now. All right, we're back to the boss. This is the hardest part by a mile. The rest is actually decently hard too, but this is like, on the scale of 1 to 10, this is probably the 10 encounter for Soul of Flawless in terms of difficulty compared to all the other dungeons. Twos it is. Oh, did I go through the right one? Oh, yeah, it's lit up, so I definitely did. I don't think I procced my, I didn't proc my armor charge properly, so I'm missing out on a little bit of damage here. Unfortunate. Come on. Need a fucking hammer. Need more melee. Oh, what in the hell? The screen is glitching like crazy, bro. No. So lame. Hey, okay, so one is go up with maximum surges. So make sure you get the proper orb drops. And then two is make sure you do, yeah, only snipe the glowy guy after the buzzer. That's two. Fours. Four. 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 Is the the sirens went over to this side. What the hell? I'm drunk. Now surges. Surges. I can get surges from SMG kills and melee kills. If I kill too many with the SMG, I'm not gonna have the buff though. So I kind of need to like slowly kill them with the hammer, I guess. That gave me one surge. Then I have to wait like 5 seconds for the cooldown. I can get the next one, I think. That's not good. Where'd you go? That's the second surge. Sunfire Furnace times 6. Okay, that's fucking awesome. It's the third surge and Furnace times 10. Let's go up. That's perfect. So now I'm at maximum. Solar Surge buff plus Sunfire Furnace. Kill this guy as quickly as possible. Dude, that fucking lightning's insane, dude. I can't, dude. That lightning's insane. Dude. Fuck that lightning, dude. God damn it. I should have sniped him before, I guess. I should have just traded the damage. He teleported away. He got me a little bit more panicked. That's fucked, though. God, that boss fight is so fucked. God, I hate that so much, dude. That the same thing as yesterday? I know. Literally the same. Exactly. You know, that's the worst part is it's exactly the same thing as yesterday. What the fuck is this? Alright, let me do this. God, I'm so salty, man. Like, look at how fucked this is. This is worse than yesterday, though, because I actually threw everything I could. Okay. That lightning. So I sniped this guy, right? He's starting to like stress me out a little bit because he's like teleporting left and right behind this pillar. I'm getting kind of lit up by the enemy, so I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna walk forward. I'm gonna shoot him. You know, the explosion's coming up. I throw this. I break my shield, so I throw a healing nade at my own feet. Look at that. I get restoration. Throw a healing nade at my own feet. Hits me. Doesn't matter, bro. Doesn't fucking matter. Dude. Why the fuck are there that many lightning strikes on the ground, dude? I got him past halfway point, so I guess that means like I could do it. I should like estimate doing it in 4 phases, I guess. See right there, I could have sniped the glowy guy and saved myself a little bit less stress. So right here, he's calling in the thing, right? So now I'm starting to shoot the glowy guy because I'm trying to optimize my damage, but I could have shot the glowy guy beforehand to make it less stressful. I miss a shot because I'm flinching, then he teleports, so that got me really stressed. Like my heart rate went up like 2x right there. I was like, no, I missed the first shot. The bomb is off, and he's teleporting like behind a pillar here. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, please. And then I hit a body shot. That was stressing me out even more. I was like, please land these fucking shots. That was a body shot somehow, which is insane. Here, this was all a little bit risky. I could have just thrown my healing nade, I guess, beforehand. It's like, this guy should just be dead. This guy should probably... Pause, fucking hell. This guy should probably just be dead before you go forward, because that way you can step in the lightning. You can throw a healing nade and step in the lightning, so... If he's already dead before this, I think that's best case scenario. I think that's the way you got to do it, man. So that way, when you go up to kill him, you're not standing in the lightning for an extended period of time. Like, you need to be able to just, like, dip your toes in and run out. And if he's already alive and you're, like, fucking shooting him when the explosion's happening, then you're, like, you're risking too much, basically. It's not like this fucking sniper is even doing that much to the damn boss anyways. All the damage is the sleeper, so... I'm just making illogical decisions, basically. I should just, when my sleeper ammo ran out right here, this is what I should have done. When the sleeper ammo ran out right here, I fired my last shot. Immediately swapped to the sniper and sniped the glowy guy. Instead, I sniped the boss once, twice, 3 times. 4 times. This could have all been the glowy guy. 5, 6. The glowy guy would easily be dead by now. And then by the time shot 7 came around, he was fired a shot off. So I feel like the rocket pulse is better for killing the clones. It might be, but it's not really the sniper that's the issue here. It's just the decision making more than anything. And I want to have the sniper on to be able to snipe the boss, because the second wave of damage, I do snipe him, right? Like when we go in before the second wave of damage. When I went here. I'm risking so much right there, dude. I don't even know what the hell. Oh, I guess that was beforehand. Yeah, so when I go in here, right? When I come out of here, I want to have a weapon that can, like, do some damage to the boss. And that's why I use the sniper, because I've used all my sleeper shots. I had 2 because I picked up a brick somewhere, I guess, but here I'm just trying to get my, like, sunspot back. I don't even really need to do that, though. So why did I do that? I'm trying to do that to get, like, restoration, and I don't know. This whole decision making right here is bad, though. I should just immediately come back up onto the spot, and put the wall down. All of that made no sense at all. That served 0 purpose. In my mind, I thought I could just, like, hit them with 1 hammer and then get a sunspot, but it takes, like, 4 hammers because my damn melee stat's so low. And see, then I wasted my hammer. I didn't even use half my hammer. So there's a lot of bad decisions that can be corrected there. Sucks that it takes, you have to get all the way back to the boss again. Let's at least fix that, though. Like, I'll do a run right here where it's like, it's not flawless, but I'll actually fix all my mistakes. So that way I can at least pretend I can LARP like I couldn't do this. This is a run where I don't potato. I actually do everything right. I could probably 3-phase the boss if I did everything correct. If I wasn't a potato. ones. Bruh, get out of here. Oh, there's 2 ones on this side. Has to be another one over here somewhere. That's one up top, surely. There it is. Oh, I am blind and didn't see that. Where's that damn orb at? Alright, let's see if I can actually lock in and do this here. Got my maximum armor charges up as well. Oh, shit. I'm dead, dude. Fuck, you didn't get my Titan Wall back fast enough. What did I do wrong that time? God damn. That's brutal. Absolutely brutal. What did I do wrong? We gotta go look into that. Glad I'm practicing this a little bit more, though. Because that would be so obnoxious if that was the next time I got to the boss. What did I do wrong this time? Alright, so I throw my nade, I hit my Titan Wall. Start lighting this motherfucker up. Start getting hit pretty hard here. I sniped that guy. I get hit by that snipe shot. I don't have my nade back. I guess I'm just supposed to hide behind my wall, okay? So what I should have done is I should have been behind my wall. So the goal is to be able to hide behind the wall a little bit. Use it as cover. That's what I was failed to do there. I started to get hit. I got sniped. I need to be doing that. Yep, see, I got hit hard all of a sudden. What? Like, look at my health. My health went from a little bit, little chunk, second little chunk, third little chunk, fourth, fifth. God damn. My shit was getting fucking depleted. And then when I dropped down, there was fucking lightning over there, so I was like, no. Like, when I dropped down, I looked over here, and I'm like, can't go this way. Literally at, like, God knows what HP right now. Fucking got hit by another shot as well. Should have put a damn Titan Wall down. Damn. This boss solo is a pain in the ass. Yeah, this boss is actually fucking evil, dude. Genuinely, whatever Bungie dev cooked this up, there's a special place in hell for them. God damn it. This one's fucking evil. So, hate this one so much, dude. Alright. I guess I could try again, because like I said, my goal was to practice the boss and actually, like, do the right thing. So, technically speaking, I'm supposed to try again. That's what I'm supposed to do. So, we'll give it another go. Until I have the mechanics down flawlessly. Just gotta remember to not panic. Just hide behind the wall. This guy's sniping me? Oh, whoops, that's not what I want to do. I'm gonna do that again. It is 2. All right, so far so good. Let's see if I can do the big damage and not fumble. The hell? I did not make an orb, so we are in mission out on one. I did make an orb, so we are back. I did make an orb. We're good to go. Got maximum charges, maximum Sunfire Furnace. Life is good. Looks like I'm a 4-phase Andy. I think that's what I'm. I am a 4-phase Andy. I'm okay with this. I accept this. I mean, it's not bad. I didn't get back to my damn... I didn't get back to my super, though. Oh my god, ants! Holy crap, ants! You're too kind. Let's go. I gotta send that replica to you. Thank you, ant. Let's go. Appreciate that. Alright, that's not bad, I guess. I mean... I'm still probably a 4-phaser. If I had to guess. The fuck is going on, bruh? Inside the wall? 4 it is. Okay, perfect jumping, bruh. You look, I threw... Someone clip that. I gotta save that, actually. Somehow I managed to throw the hammer through everything. 4, 4. 4. 4. And Untold Darkness with the gift of sub as well. Thank you, Untold Darkness. W's in the chat for Ant and Untold Darkness. Too kind. Disconnect us here. No worries. I'm not a 4-phase Andy. I'm a 3-phase Chad. Nah, 4-phaser, dude. Ain't no shot that's done in 3. That's for damn sure. That's 4. That is 4. Unfortunate. Can't quite get my super back in time, which really stinks. Really need that super back. This fucking game. What? Okay. I went the wrong way. I'm dumb as hell. I'm just wandering down hallways, dude.
Out of the way.
even need to bank that. It's the second one, but whatever. Only got 8 sleeper shots. The fuck? It's kind of awkward. The hell? I'll pick up some goddamn ammo. There's probably a lot of ammo up top I could snag along the way, right? Problem is I don't have a lot of time to waste because I got those buffs counting down. So that's another dilemma that I need to be mindful of. No power up here at all? Got 10 shots, fuck. Cooked, bro. Absolutely cooked. This is why I 4-phase Andy, dude. 1000% 4-phase Andy here. Fuck. I need more intellect. Lord have mercy on me. It's okay. I should just expect 4 phases. I should just expect 4 because shit happens, you know. Even if I was doing optimal damage and I got like close to the 3 phase, it would make it riskier because then I would do some more risky shit, you know. I should go the more conservative route and embrace the 4. This game is fucking hilarious, dude. This is the funniest video game that was ever created by humans. You can pop the clone, and it can fully and completely be inside the wall. And then you can't break it. But I'm not in the wall, so why does it go into the wall? Ones it is. Nice part is I don't really have to worry about ammo or anything anymore. It's the boss will die as long as I get there and I'm able to shoot the boss. So I just gotta get there. Have like no sleeper ammo going up there. It's kind of crazy. It's gone. All right. Unfortunately, I did die before that, so that wasn't the flawless run, but it was just a run of doing it in 4 phases, so I died. So I had to go back and make sure that I got it again. But we did get it. I'll take it. This one is a son of a bitch, though. That's for damn sure. The portal in the distance holds Destiny 3, you think so? All right. Give me a second, stretch my legs. BRB chat. All right. Thanks again for the subs, Ant. I'll send that out to you pretty soon. Thanks again, and Untold Darkness. And thank you to Tony Hayabusa, Jackson, and everyone else. I am going to have to call it there for the night. Unfortunately, a little bit of a shorter stream, but we got a few videos that'll go up online. Make sure you're checking out the YouTube channel. My main focus for content lately has been making YouTube videos for both channels, and we've been doing some well-edited shorts as well that go on TikTok and YouTube and elsewhere. So make sure you check out the videos and stuff. Tomorrow's Saturday. We won't be live on tomorrow. Take the day off. But we will be live on Sunday night. We'll catch up on any news that we missed from Friday night, Saturday, etc. And then every other day. Yeah, we're live 6 days a week, and we just take Saturdays off. So yeah, that's a wrap. And then next time I come back on Sunday, we'll give this an attempt again, and I'm pretty confident we'll get it. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, I'll see you on Sunday. Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Later, Raygun. Later, One and Only. Later, Awesome One. Hopefully you're entertained. We had some good conversations today. See you next time.